Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at the 2010 Rossion Q1. Here is my share code for the S1 build. Okay, got it? Great. Now I have a couple tunes in here, and also if you just put any drift best for handling, you're also going to notice there's an A800 in here. That's mine as well. So there's the share code for that as well. I will be showing you guys builds and the tunes to both of these. So let's get into it. Let's start with this one right here, and I'll show you guys everything I've done to it. This thing's got 1,000 horsepower, 753 foot-pounds of torque, and she is a smoke machine. I mean, she bellows smoke in all directions. It's absolutely beautiful. So either way, let's get into this, show you guys everything I put into this car, then I'll show you guys the tune, then I'll show you guys, I'll take it outside, show you with the smoke machine, then we'll go to the rear wheel drive, because that one is interesting as is. Either way, like I said, we got 1,000 horsepower, we're using a V8 engine, all-wheel drive drivetrain, and just a stock naturally aspirated. Stock front bumper, and stock rear wing spoiler. We've got a snow tire compound. Alright, you bring it up to the stock tire compound and it takes it all the way up to an S2 class, just to show you guys. Stock width in the front and stock width in the rear. Now the rims are right there is what I used. So I used something different. You know, usually I like my TC105Ns right there, but as you can tell, it takes me up to an S2 901. I would have saved 23 pounds. It is what it is. I had to go with a different rim, so I went with this as my second best option. We got 18s in the front and 18s in the rear. Track width in the front is stock, and so it is in the rear as well. Here we got an 8-speed transmission. Alright, I could have went with a 7-speed and I could have went with a 6-speed, but I figured, hey, a couple extra gears isn't going to hurt anybody. Alright, got a stock driveline and a drift differential. Stock brakes, and I mean, they look good on there. They're dark, they match with the rims, looks good. Drift springs and dampeners. Anti-roll bars for both the front and the rear are on there. No roll cage, and just a stock rate reduction. As you can tell, we couldn't put that in because we'd have S2 class. Now, hey, if Horizon would give us the chance to have S2, you know, online drifting, I'd be making them too. Stock intake, race fuel system, race ignition, race engine block, and a stock flywheel. So that all right there, I went the wrong way, gives you that 1,000 horsepower. Now, you know, it doesn't have you know, the anti-lag turbo in there or whatnot, is what it is. It doesn't need it. It really doesn't. It is like I said, this is a smoke machine. I'm telling you guys, this is a smoke machine. You're gonna have so much fun with this car. Either way, let me show you guys the tune, show you guys everything I've done to this thing. Alright, so here's the gearing. So you have plenty of gears to work with for any situation. Alright, you got the alignment here. Alright, this alignment has been working for months now. I've been really enjoying this alignment. Alright, and then here's the anti-roll bars. They're just there for show, so put them down to 1 and 1. Springs, it is a sports car. Sports cars tend to be on the stiff side, so I said, you know what, why not just make it stiff? All right, and then I did bring up the ride height to match the front. All right, so 4.7 on both of those. Dampening is 21, 20, and 20. I made this by a mistake a few months ago, but it seems to work very well. No downforce to worry about, no brakes, and then differential 76, 86, 97, 97. There's 90% of the power going to the rear wheel. It's 1,000 horsepower, 90% of it's going to the rear. take her outside. Let me show you how much of a smoke machine this thing really is. I mean, look at that. Pure smoke machine. It just smokes for days. It's a chain smoker, I'm telling you. But it's super smooth. It really is. It's a smooth drift car all the way around. And it's great for racing too. I have a race tune. I don't have it shared. I used it for a couple of the races that I needed. But I mean, I just made it for me. But it works great. But yeah, smoke machine. There's a 4.2, no problem. Second gear pull right there. Tell him I'm famous. And just move on out. There's third gear right there. Look at that. Perfect. Plenty of power to get the job done. Now, of course, I'm online right now. People don't know I'm making a video, so, you know, they're going to watch this video, and they're like, there's me, you know. But either way, as you can tell, you do have the 8th gear right there if you need it. Alright, and it is right there at the red line. You know, what else could you want? So, there you have it. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite cars. I mean, it is actually a beautiful car, and I like it for drifting, and I had to make a race tune for it. I had to see what I could do with this thing. And I fell in love with it as being a race car. And it doesn't have the ugly, you know, spoilers on there or anything like that. It's, you know, it's just fine just as it is. But I'll show you guys that as well later on in the video. But first, let's get back into the garage and let me show you guys the next tune. Like I said, there's the King Grip Racer. It's private. It's not even shared. Just to let you guys know. Alright, it's got 450 horsepower. It is an A-class, rear-wheel drive on snow tire compound. It is a race tune, but I'll get over that later. This is the King's rear-wheel drive drift. As you can tell, this thing has 450 horsepower. This is 458. It's really not that much because, honestly, they didn't want you to make an A-class car. Alright, so second, third, fourth gear points, and, you know, it says King POSH Gaming at YouTube for tunes. So, that's what we do there. So, let's go over what I could do to this car, and it wasn't much, to make it an A-class, because honestly, if you go to fine tunes here, you see how it says any? It goes right up to S1. There is no A-class, alright? You don't have an A-class option, alright? So, you know, when you do put in, you know, drift best for handling any, you know, you're going to find I'm the only one there. Now, let's try something else. Let's just put drift, all right, and see what happens. All right, am I the only one that's an A-class? There's me. I'm the only A-class drift tuner for this car in this game at this moment. So that makes me feel good. Either way, regardless, let's get into this and show you guys what I had to do to make it an A-class and make it work. Alright, so we have the stock powertrain, stock engine. Alright, everything else here would go up to an S1 class. Alright, I'm going to show you guys all of this stuff. Stock drivetrain rear-wheel drive. If I would try to make it all-wheel drive, it would be up to an 815. Like I said, nothing bodywork wise. See, if I even try to put the spoiler on there, sometimes it brings your PI number down. Not on this one, it brings it up. So I couldn't do that. And this one definitely brings it up to 810. Couldn't do that. Alright, tires here are snow tire compound. These even here, S1. And of course, all of these are S1 as well. Now, let me show you guys this. Now, you can bring it down with the drag tire compound. And you could use that for race. I already tried it. It's not the one I have because the other one has snow tires. But you can do this option. Keep it down in the A-class range. and really get it down to like 1.8 or even better, 0 to 60. And it's not that bad. It really isn't. It really isn't that bad. So that's when I was like, you know what, I need to make a proper race tune for this car, but we'll get over that later. Either way, we got the snow tire compound. Okay, just stock tire width in the front and stock tire width in the rear. Of course, we are using a heavier rim, hence we had to, you know, bring it down, because look at these, you're trying to save 24 pounds, takes you right to, you know, S1. You know, same with my rims of choice, you know, 48 pounds would be what I would have saved, but and then again, it's an S1. All right, of course I was going to do that, you know, add more weight than I had to it, okay? But yeah, you can still keep it in the A-class range because you're adding weight to the vehicle, and that's the key. That's the key to getting your vehicles to declassify in the PI range. If you want to go lower, you got to put weight on the car. But as you can tell, look at this. Now this doesn't add any weight, but it adds handling to it, so therefore is why it would go up. All right. Same thing here. Couldn't touch it. All right. Here we got a stock clutch. Anything higher, as you can tell, S1. Stock transmission. It works just fine. All right. I did look at all these stuff, but look, all that goes right up to an S1. I couldn't do it. All right. This one's got a sport driveline. If I go to a race driveline, it goes up to an S1. So this is what I could have worked with. All right. It's got a drift differential. Here we just got stock brakes, as you can tell. Okay. It does have drift springs and dampeners on there. No anti-roll bars. As you can tell, if I even try to go with the front ones, it would take me up to an S1. Alright. Same as this one. So I couldn't put those on there. No roll cage, of course. And it is, you know, stock. It's not too bad. You know. It really isn't. Oh, here's your 0 to 60. I mean, look at that. 4.2, 9.9. You're already sideways at that point. And a top speed of 182. What else could you possibly want? All right. And like I said, pretty much all of this stuff is stock, except for the last one or two. Yeah, right there. That's all I did. All right. If I try to go with 11 more horsepower, it'd take me up to an S1. Okay, same as right here. That's 11 horsepower as well. You don't want that. So I had there 8 horsepower. It's a 799. It's like, what do I want to do? And I just added just a trial amount of power and torque to it. So that's what we did. I mean, hey, if we had the anti-lag, look, it would go up to an S1. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do any of that. So it is what it is. And we have a stock flywheel. If I try to save 2 pounds, I would have went over into the S1 range. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to be different. I wanted to be the only one that had an A800 at the time of this video is being made. And I have achieved that. Car mastery for both of them. I haven't even touched them. I haven't even looked at them until this very moment. Alright, you get XP, you get 100 credits. 100,000 credits. That's pretty cool. Alright, you already saw what I put on to the car, so my tuning has to be pretty barren. It is 55 on there. All right, can't touch the gearing, right? So there's that. Not worried about that, but we can touch the alignment because we do have a drift kit on this car. So I just put the negative 1.4, 5.0, 4.2, 7. I tried different numbers on this thing, but I came back to this alignment because I know it works, and it works on so many high-powered cars. So I figured, well, if it works on a high-powered car, maybe it'll work on a low-powered car too, and it does. Anti-roll bars are really there just for show because you can't do anything with them. Okay, the springs are on the stiff side, but on this one versus my all-wheel drive, I have low as you can go for both the front and the rear. Dampening is also different on this because this is rear-wheel drive, so it's 20/20, 1-in-1. There is no downforce to worry about, no brakes. And then the differential is 21 and 100. I've been using this for a long time now, and it works wonders. So, you know, But yeah, so I couldn't touch the gearing, but it really does. It's not bad. It really does work. Um, you know, so let's take this thing out here. It does work. You know, you might have to play with it a little bit, but or a little learning curve, but it really isn't that bad. I mean, clearly, I don't think they were thinking anybody was going to make a class A800 rear-wheel drive drift tune for this thing. Maybe they were. I'm not sure. Maybe they would, you know, gave us some more freedoms to do more things to it. So probably not. They weren't expecting it. Let's be honest here. And here I am saying, you know what? I can drift that. Fourth gear here. It really does work. There's a 40,000 points right there. That's what I'm talking about. It does work. A little slow there on third if you start out on third there. But I already knew about that prior to making this video. But it does drift. It does handle. Third, you just gotta wait for that you know, boost to kick in. I mean, you do have turbos in this thing, so you know, the lag is there, but it's not that bad. You know, the 1750 horsepower engine has terrible lag. This isn't that bad. But she does drift, and she does it well. Right up to fourth gear. Of course, this thing looks like I need a little bit more speed to get this thing sideways with fifth, but we're using stock. You know, and I don't think the game is expecting us to drift tune this car. So, you know, we did what we could. And I mean, for A class. So, you know, and a lot of you guys always say, POSH, you should have a 4-gear car. Well, here you go. Here's the 4-gear car for drifting. If you wanted a 4-gear car, I got you. It's right here. And it's beautiful. It really does work. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, maybe you take it online and you just have to tell me how it is, you know, but I mean, it'll be fine as long as you stay, you know, in first, second, third, and fourth gear. Should be alright. But I just wanted to say I made one. I wanted to be the first. And I'm the first. And I'm quite proud of that moment. Either way, let me show you guys my other one that I didn't say in the screenshots, you know, for this, for the game here. I already did the screenshot already. This is my King Grip Racer. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I'm just going to show you guys what I've done to it. You know, I like sharing you guys what I do. I'm a tuner. I like to show you guys my tunes. So, here we are. Let me show you guys what I did to this. And we're going to just, you know, go backwards. Go to the tune. Well, we can, yeah, I already said it. So here we got a 0 to 60 in 3.1, 7.7 seconds to 100. The top speed of, actually it's 195. I've already seen it. I've already witnessed it. It's 195 miles per hour. Alright, gearing, like, you can't touch it. It's just like the rear-wheel drive drift tune. Alright, it is what it is. But here we got the alignment, and I swear that this makes your car turn harder when you're at speed or whatever. That works wonders. Just to let you guys know. Alright, anti-roll bars are just there for show. Springs are 500 and then 450, and then I brought the ride height to max the front. Match. I said max, but match. Dampening is 10, 9, 6, and 4. Aero, there is none there. Brakes, there is none there. And differential, it's the same as my rear-wheel drive drift tune. And I'm telling you guys, you can use my differential for both drifting and racing. It works for both. That's how wonderful this differential number is. Okay. Before I get into that, let's just drive it. Honestly, I just want to drive this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. It's on snow tire compound, but it is absolutely beautiful. Alright, once you get it up to speed, it's great. And I've already done the championship races with this thing. I did, I believe it was this one. I did this one with it, and I had no problem racing with this car. It was absolutely beautiful. I just, I got ahead of everybody very quickly, and I mean, it was on the highly skilled, and I mean, I was just blowing the people out of the water on how quick this thing was and just how well it handles without downforce. Doesn't need it. It's absolutely beautiful. Of course, I went too fast there, so that was my fault. But it is absolutely beautiful. I do love this car. It does handle really well if you take care of it. It turns. It turns. I mean, I haven't been taking on tight tracks like this, but look at that. There it is. I'm floored right there. I was able to go 119 around that turn, and it just stuck. It's got natural downforce. But like I said, I didn't share it. I'll show you guys what I have on the tune. I'll show you guys what I put onto it, but I'm not sharing it. It's for me. I like it. And that's pretty much all that matters. I like it. Not necessarily you're going to like it, but I like it. So, it is what it is. I'm going to show you guys. We do have that top speed of 195. It does get up there. It's only got, 450 horsepower. 450 horsepower, so it does get there. Once you're downhill, see that? Look at that. I thought I saw a blip there of 196, but who knows? But yeah, look at that. Gets up to speed. Quite okay for a 450 horsepower car. And I mean, it does handle very well. Yeah, when you're at speed, this thing's great. No problem whatsoever. Beautiful. And smoke shell. That's what she is. She is a smoke shell. So you got first gear is like 44 miles per hour, 72, 93, 120. There's fifth, a little longer. 151, 152, 153. And then the sixth gear right there is your 195. So there's that. Now I also want to show you guys, like I said, about the drag tires. You can make this thing quicker. This is why I saved my tune, just so I can do this stuff. So I can show you guys stuff like this. So we got 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Still stays into the A-class range. Alright. You can put the anti, and look, there's 500 horsepower right there. Now, mention you guys that you can't touch the, there we go, we can go 516. I already looked at that. You can't do anything with that. 516, that's 801. Okay, there's 521 right there. Obviously, we can't do that. All right, well here, let me try something here. Okay. There's 920. I will take it. I will have, 920. I mean 520. 520. All right, 520. 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds. Still a top speed of 195. You can't touch the gearing. Now say if we, but we can. Let me show you guys. Okay. All right. So there's that. Let's go right to gearing. Okay. There. Now I can have a race transmission, but also I'm on drag tire compound. Now I have a top speed of 215 on the A-class. Not too bad. So we could go that route. Do we have room for power? Okay, we do have room for some power. Let me just see what oh, look at that. I can get I can just get a sport twin turbo. Okay. Get it up to 219. We can do that. Oh, man. It's right there, So we can't get exactly like 500 horsepower of this car. That's not too bad. Okay, so 489 on there. Let me just show you guys what this is like. It's actually not that bad. It isn't. I wouldn't use it for a racing because my luck is, you know, I would get in there and it would either be dirt or to be raining. But tune should be, you know, there, we'll just do this. There we go. So now we can mess with the gearing a little bit, okay? So now here we can go all the way out. Still has a top speed of 220 miles per hour. Everything else, you know, pretty much the same. Only went up a few pounds. That's the same, and that's the same. So let's take that out and show you guys what that's like. Now it should be quick. Look at that, right off the bat. No tire spin because, well, drag tires. You have to be easy on the throttle to really get this thing to turn. But 220, you know. Anyway, there's around 400 horsepower, still 17 pounds of boost, 18 if you really want to count it. But you get to see how this thing handles. Turns really good. There's the 195. There's 200 miles per hour right there. Just flipped on a hardcore up the hill, across the line, hitting that 200 miles an hour right there, and stopping. So that's all I want to do is hit 200 miles an hour. Do a complete 360. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Look at it, just takes right off. But I just wanted the snow tires so then I could use it everywhere. I know it handles well in rain. I know it handles great in snow and ice because it's snow tires. The drag tire, you know, it has its limitations. So I don't use it very often. Now, do I have race cars with drag tires? Yes, I do. I do have race cars with drag tires. I do. You know, this one actually has, yeah, there it is. That one has drag tires on it. As you can tell, the little circle, that's drag tires on that one. All right, I do use them, you know, for racing. But you know, that's what it is. But yeah, so I even have this Porsche, and I use this Porsche religiously. I do. But you know, it has its limitations. You know, so when I made this, and I just went with rain tire. I was like, you know, I mean, snow tire. I figured, hey, you know, that's going to be great in rain and snow and whatever throws at me. You know, it's got to be careful with it. But I had no problem racing with it. It was all dry tarmac, and it just grips the road easy and turns really good. These, however, drag tires, you know, they, like I said, limitations. So I decided to go with something with less limitation. But you can do that. But I just want to show you guys all that good stuff. I like showing you guys my tunes. So, anyway, they're a little heavier too on that one too, but it's what it is. But I'm going to put that one back on there because that's pretty much what I'm going to use. You know, I'm going to see if I can use it for some more races, especially if people need help with, you know, the Forzathon. You know, I'll just pop right into this car because it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. As you can tell, I do have the Continental, and I will begin to that shortly. You know, so that will be my next, you know, my next video. You can tell it's right there, 1,750 horsepower, and there's more tunes than that. When I get to this this car here, you know, I will be showing, you know, The three tunes I have KPG rear-wheel drive drift, 1750 horsepower. I have my King's all-wheel drive drift with 1500 horsepower because it lags less than this engine. All right, and then I have the Easy all-wheel drive drift. That's also out there. That's just a straight build drift tune. All right, so all of these I will show you guys what I've done to it at a later date. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. And I'll catch you guys next time. Stay sideways, my friends. Or speedy. Whichever. Peace.